If you've ever fallen down a YouTube rabbit hole, you've been on TikTok for hours, or you find yourself getting simply distracted, this video may be one for you, because today we're going to be talking about how not to waste your time. I've got 6 different things to help you get on track and really reach your productivity goals, so let's jump into this video. It can be really hard because the things that distract us the most are usually the things that give us a very accessible mini hit of dopamine, and that's the feel-good drug. But sometimes we fall into doing tasks or having tasks on our list that we simply just need to get done that don't leave us feeling as satisfied. So to actually get those things done, time blocking is one thing that I completely and highly recommend. Time blocking and time tracking can be something that you can empower yourself to get your tasks done quickly or within a certain amount of time. Now, I know you've probably heard time blocking before, and basically it's setting out in your calendar when you are going to accomplish things and when in your day you're basically scheduling different tasks. But I want to put a spin on that. So let's talk about time blocking and making money. When it comes to actually doing a freelance career, I have found that time blocking is something I really want to start implementing more. And the reason for that is because when I am doing work for a client, I find that, one, I usually work way harder for a client than I work for myself. This is something that I'm completely working on. But one of the big things is sometimes I just don't know how long a project will take me to complete. And if you don't know how long a project takes you to complete, well then you're probably not going to be charging the amount that you deserve for said project to get done.
Yawn. 4 seconds.
What are you doing?
Now there's a few different tools that you can use. You can use something like Monday.com, you can use Toggle, which is really cool for time blocking because you can actually use a timer on the application to see how long, down to the second, something takes you to get done. Or if you are just getting into this sort of thing like me, a pad and a piece of paper is usually something that works really well. But making sure you know how long tasks take is going to make sure that you time block your day properly. Number 2 is getting clear on your priorities. What do you actually want to accomplish in your day? What does my schedule look like if I add this new thing in? And in the long term, will I regret not doing this? This question actually hit me pretty hard, and when it comes to time tracking and taking advantage of your time, both of those questions really apply to adding something new to your calendar. So this can be work or this can be hobbies. The one that really struck me the most is, what will I regret on my deathbed? And I know that sounds a little bit morbid, but at the same time, I just started picking up the guitar, and slowly I've been finding, hey, if I play the guitar more during a week, I progress way further than I would have if I only play an hour a week. Time blocking and figuring out what your priorities are a way for you to figure out what deserves your attention in a certain time. And if you don't have certain hobbies and you only have open time, I will tell you that little mundane tasks will fill in if you don't have a plan. Creating that plan is very important because otherwise, just random things will start to fill in your time, like TikTok, YouTube, social media, Netflix, and other things like that. There's a huge, huge, huge difference between doing a task that brings you enjoyment and doing a task that ultimately leads you to boredom. When you're doing a task that leaves you feeling bored and unfulfilled, maybe it's something as mundane as accomplishing your taxes or getting your emails done, or even errands that you aren't simply enthused to do, like cleaning the washroom. You usually still have to do those things. So how can we turn that boredom into something that we enjoy? Well, of course there are tasks that every single day we just simply have to do. And that's where that gamification comes into place, like cleaning the bathroom in a certain amount of time. Take really boring tasks and gamify them. Gamifying is taking little moments like testing yourself, setting a timer, and then seeing if you can clean up the living room in that time. But ultimately, in our life, if we are working a job that is leaving us feeling simply unfulfilled, it might be time to create a new vision. A new vision for your life could be questions or creating a dream board that you can certainly see the dream life that you would like to be living towards. And that's not necessarily something like owning a yacht and sailing off into the French Riviera. This is more like, what are my values and what do I want to sit back on? For me, I want to have time that I can spend with family. Now after this quarantine, I've been learning a little bit more of what's important to me and how that time really applies to me, because busy used to be the way that I filled my life, and we're going to talk about that in a moment's time. The fourth tip is efficiency versus effectiveness. Now let's define these. Efficiency is something like making sure that you feed yourself on a daily basis. You're being efficient in that you're getting the little things done. You're completing your laundry, you're cleaning up your apartment. You've got to do all of those things. But I would say those tasks don't push you towards your 3-year goals, your 5-year goals, your 10-year goals. Effectiveness, and when we find things to do in our day and we spend time doing those things, those are the moments that we are projecting our vision of what our life is supposed to be, or what we want our life to be, or what we're working towards. That is certainly effectiveness. So if we can balance the efficiency and the effectiveness, then hey, we are rolling towards a greater self. However, let's talk about the efficiency a little bit, because as I said, these are tasks you've got to get done. So what I do is I batch those tasks. And by batching them, it decreases the setup cost. By decreasing setup costs, so say I have to get dressed, I have to put on a coat because it's raining outside, and I have to go run my errands, my groceries, but I also have to pick up a prescription, for example, I will batch those together because I won't have to get dressed up in the rain twice to go and do those things because I'm already out, I'll go do them. Or it's something as simple as writing down in your bullet journal the night before all of the tasks that you need to do. The next day you can look at those and say, okay, I have to film a YouTube video, I have to call for a doctor's appointment, and I have to answer these emails. Well, answering those emails and calling for a doctor's appointment, those probably run in the same vein of efficiency. So I'll batch those together. So when I'm at my computer and I've got my phone there, I can just get everything done, put it in my calendar, and we're good to go. One part about this that I just wanted to add as a side note is I am personally trying to avoid and get away from the word busy. Busy leaves us stressed out, it leaves us stretched thin, and it has our products maybe reaching less than our potential. The other reason why I'm avoiding the word busy when it comes to time and time management personally is because I don't want my friends thinking, oh, she's too busy. She's too busy for a call. She's too busy to be asked out on that girlfriend date. Instead of using the word busy, I prefer to use the word full. We're full today. We've got all our appointments scheduled. We've got all our work scheduled. We've got time blocked things. We have batched, and we're good to go. Number 5 is saying no, and another tip that I am completely working on. Now, this is the mindset shift that completely changed the way that I look at saying no. Saying no is actually like saying yes to yourself. Saying yes to something is like giving an opportunity cost. With every yes, there's an opportunity cost. And an opportunity cost is the thing that you give up when you divert that time to spending it on something you said yes to. When I made the realization that, oh yeah, of course I want to help out a friend, or that opportunity sounds really, really cool, or I'd love to go to that event, I started realizing that my time is my most valuable resource, and sometimes saying no is where you truly find your power. However, if you say no to everything, the amount of time that you have to do that one thing, like filming YouTube videos, likely isn't going to be spent in that entire timeline. So it's really just striking the balance of figuring out what to say yes to, but empowering yourself to actually have that no.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
The one thing about saying no that kind of stressed me out was that I was gonna let people down. Unfortunately, I am a pathological people pleaser, and it's something that I am, again, working on. And I can fully just say all of my pitfalls on this YouTube channel because I'm a freaking human. But saying no is something that doesn't have to be a full stop. Say you're a photographer, and your friend says, hey, I really need some help taking some photos for this client. Can you help me out? But you have just spent the entire month shooting weddings and you have a lot of work to do. You don't have the time to take out of your day to go and do this client work, probably at a discounted rate. But instead of just saying a hard no, I can't. Are you crazy? You can say, unfortunately, my schedule is so full with editing, I have to get some of these packages out. You also don't need an excuse. This is just me in my people-pleasing ways. We can totally refine this in years to come. But you can say, but I actually have a few friends in my photography network that I would love to set you up with if you're interested. I'll send you their profiles and you can let me know who you'd like me to connect you with. It doesn't always have to be a full stop. You can always anticipate that person's needs and try to fulfill them even without you in the picture. Finally, number 6 for making the most out of your time is setting deadlines. This is something that I have figured out is truly empowering to me. Actually having structure and actually having discipline has given me freedom. And by this, I mean, for example, this Youtober. Every single day I have to put out a video. That's a big goal. And that's 31 videos as well. However, in the past bit, I would love to look. I'm gonna put right here how long it has taken me to put out 31 videos without a deadline like this. I guarantee that that timeline will not promote consistency, it will not promote getting the ball rolling, and it will not promote a consistent audience. However, once I set that deadline, and I'm not saying that you have to set one as rigorous as this, I'm only trying this out for a month, of course, and I'll be setting deadlines different from this, like releasing 2 videos a week after this month is complete. But if you set a deadline, you can prove to yourself that you can get tasks done. If you are one of those people who does not need to set deadlines, I am so jealous of you. Please share your secret sauce with everyone. I just know that a huge majority of the population is likely not going to be able to just willy-nilly complete a task on time. Well, I guess you wouldn't have a timeline, but just complete a task without a deadline. And if you get used to setting deadlines, when you have a huge deadline, like creating a thesis paper, you've got to set those mini deadlines in between just to keep you on track and keeping use and advantage of your most valuable resource, which is your time. Last but not least, I want to thank you guys so much for taking your time. I understand this is your most valuable resource, and the fact that you made it this far in this video, that just fills me with so much joy, and I'm so thankful to have you here. If you could subscribe and give this video a thumbs up and maybe give us some tips about how you take advantage of your time or something that you took away from this video, I would love to see it in the comments below. I will see you there after this video is posted, and I hope that you guys have a great day. Go get after it. Bye, guys.
Try to let her go because she won't.